Donald Trump has correctly tweeted out that the Democrat-controlled Senate, under Senator Chuck Schumer, a despicable human being, dishonest to the core, corrupt, is going to push through leftist judges before President Trump takes office on January 20, 2025. What he basically forgets to say, and it's not his fault, it's not President Trump's fault, is there's not just leftist judges that have been confirmed during the time of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but during President Trump's own reign, after 2016, he rubber-stamped judges and put them on the bench, particularly in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia and elsewhere, who were not loyal to him, who were Republican rhinos, who went against peaceful January 6 protesters and threw them in prison. President Trump needs advice here. He can't be taking advice from lobbying groups like the Federalist Society or American Conservative Union, which puts on CPAC, run by Matt Schlapp. These people make money off of putting names forward. And then, of course, federal judges generally are picked based upon campaign contributions to the president or his party. He needs real advice. Now, being in the trenches so many years, before I started Judicial Watch on July 29, 1994, that's in fact why I started Judicial Watch. The name comes from what it means, watching judges. It would be prudent for the president to appoint me and to appoint another person who I have in mind, a person of very high stature and prestige in the conservative community, to set up a legal advisory council, in effect, a legal reform council, to reform our entire legal system, and in particular, in this instance, to set forth a method to choose judges who are true to the Constitution and true, of course, to the rule of law, who just don't bend the rules because of their political ideology. We would make various recommendations on how to appoint judges. We would make recommendations on how judges could qualify to be judges. We need to reform both the federal and the state system. And of course, you've seen with all the lawfare that was conducted, and that's a nice way of putting it, the legal terrorism that was perpetrated against President Trump by the Democrats, by leftist judges and juries, and of course, what's been going on with bar associations in New York and the District of Columbia trying to eliminate conservative activist and Republican activist lawyers in the practice of law so we can't oppose the left in court. I've been fighting the DC bar for 14 years. There are two just vile, disgusting, dishonest people running the disciplinary apparatus, an individual by the name of Hamilton Fox and his deputy, Julia Porter, and that just scratches the surface. Every single one of them in the DC bar disciplinary apparatus are leftists. They haven't given a cent to a Republican in their entire lives. You even have an avowed communist, Michael Tiger, if you can believe this, where I uncovered letters from Fidel Castro in Cuba and his brother, Raul. He was actually thrown off of the Supreme Court as a clerk, as a young lawyer, because of his ties to Castro. This guy sits on the board of professional responsibility in DC. This needs to be dealt with as well, because we have to have an honest legal system. We have to have a system that doesn't discriminate on the basis of politics or your race, color, or creed. White males particularly have been in the crosshairs of the left, conservative white males. This is something that must end. So I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org. We can assist President Trump with this. I want you to get out there to share this video, to suggest that yours truly, Larry Klayman, should be appointed to head this legal advisory council task force. And we'll bring in someone else as well. Just like Elon Musk has Vivek Ramaswamy, I will have a partner in this as well, and you'll be very pleased who that's going to be. I just don't have the authorization to let the name out right now. But we have to get President Trump thinking about this, because it's not just leftist judges. That's bad enough. It's the whole legal system, top to bottom, that's corrupt and compromised, and it needs to be overhauled. We need to take immunity away from judges who gave it to themselves. We need to take immunity away from government officials who gave it to themselves. It's not in our Constitution. These are the kinds of things that need to be addressed. And if we don't do it now, because we have the left on the run, it's never going to be done. So go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We are your real Justice Department, but we do more than that. And just like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are handling cutting down the size of government, we can handle cutting down our legal profession and reforming it so it actually represents the people, not the elite hacks, political hacks of this country. God bless you. God bless America. God save America. And remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. Thank you for listening to me.